Still there.
Earlier.
I can get this. Give Daddy.
Hey, use it, bro. We have a bunch of edits for next round anyway.
We are out of time. Move.
Still left.
He's proned out. He proned out behind the wall.
We're planting the bomb. Secure the area.
Give a nade too.
Flanking middle.
Yeah.
It's out right now.
Bomb set.
D1.
The fuck out. I gotta pick up. I'll be right back. What are these? Absolutely world focused, man. I did get it. Holy shit, please get this to me. Ah! Let's go, dude. Holy shit. My name is John Hartley. I'm from North Carolina. My gamer tag is x2pac_thuglord, and I'm going to be the analyst for the Chicago Huntsmen. I actually got my name from a joke I heard in a song whenever I got banned on my original account, which was Panthers32. I wasn't planning on keeping the name. I just needed something temporary, and I just happened to play on it so much to where whenever I got back to my old name, it got banned. And the reason why it got banned is because me and my friend were playing MLB The Show GBs, and we play each other every night, and the websites thought we were actually giving each other free wins, so they banned both of us, and I needed a new gamer tag to link to an account until then. And then I think I ended up going undefeated on the new name, and then I just kept it because they reset GB ranks, and that was a big thing back then. And so I just kept the 2pac name. Oh, 2pac's by far my favorite artist, so like that's why I'm not too embarrassed by the name. But then again, I get like, you know, ragged on it a lot in the stream for obvious reasons, but people don't realize it's a joke. But yeah, 2pac's by far my favorite artist. If I had to pick a favorite song by 2pac, I would probably choose Troublesome 96, but I do get asked this question often, and it's kind of hard to pick just one, being such a fan of it. My gaming career started actually as like a 5-year-old, I'd say. I was always playing my sister's friends and Nintendo 64, and then the PlayStation 1, then the 2, then the 3. It started way back. I've been gaming since I could remember. All my family members always said that I would beat them even as a 4 or 5-year-old at whatever game they played. My Call of Duty career started actually, I'm pretty sure, whenever the first Call of Duties were made. Call of Duty 1 and 2 and 3, like before they really had a good multiplayer, I always played the story mode ones. I even played Medal of Honor. So like I was always into the war games because my dad was a big war like fan, and my grandfather was in the army, so like it's kind of like was something that I was brought up in. And then I didn't really get into like Call of Duty hardcore until Call of Duty 4, which was, I got into that game because my friend at the time told me to buy it. So I told my parents to get it for me for Christmas because I was a big Rainbow Six fan at the time. And I fell in love with Call of Duty 4, the ranking system, everything was just unlike anything we've ever seen before. And then ever since that day, I just been hooked on Call of Duty since. Call of Duty was definitely the first game I played competitively. I didn't start playing Call of Duty for money or tourneys or any of that until the end of Black Ops 2. I didn't even have any knowledge of tournaments or anything of that sort. I was just doing GBs. Once I found out about the tournaments, I'm pretty sure I had a friend sponsor me in one. I won the first ever tournament I did, and then I just kept taking the credits to enter more, and then they kind of steamrolled until I actually started making good money from it. And then the rest is history. I just kept playing it. So I went from competing in tournaments every day to eventually becoming a streamer. And the reason I became a streamer was one of my good friends, G4, told me about if I'm going to compete every day, people are going to love to see like how I play. People would support me. And at that time, there was only 2 or 3 S&D streamers even in the scene. But I wasn't very tech savvy. I didn't know much about PCs. I still don't really. So he told me what parts to buy. He hooked everything up for me, told me everything to do, and I just pressed start streaming. And from there on out, from the beginning of Black Ops 3, I've been a streamer ever since. What makes S&D better than all the other game modes in my opinion? I'd have to say just the tactical gameplay. You can't throw your life away. It's like a very methodical gameplay. Like you have to outplay them every single round. There's no like if you mess up at all, you're done. Like there's so many tactical ways to play it that's just unlike any other game mode, especially in Call of Duty. Just made me fall in love with it from the start. Why am I a good S&D player? Why do people always feel like I win? I always tell them, you have to learn from your losses. Learning from losing in S&D is why I win so much in S&D, because it's all about adapting, overcoming, learning from like what you did wrong, and just making it your game. Like you just mold into a newer player every time you play. I've won over 1,300 tournaments online, which is by far, I'm pretty sure, the most. I think the second most might be 800. So I have a pretty good lead on that. I've competed in 2 LANs. Both of them were highly unfortunate events happening at the LAN. But yes, Variant in the LAN experience was unlike anything else. I loved competing at the LANs, but the months of strenuous practice leading up to the LANs was the issue. Plus, being a full-time streamer, my stream wanted to watch me play high roller wagers and S&D matches all the time. So when I was streaming like free scrims and all that, it was kind of taking a toll on my overall stream. So I had to choose either streaming or Variant, and I've been on my own since I was 18. I've been paying for my own way of living, so I couldn't afford to have revenue drop off in the stream, because that's what I use to live day by day. I'd say playing S&D tournaments online is more comfortable, because obviously you're in your home environment, you're in your same field every day. Playing S&D on LAN, there was a lot of pressure for me too, because everyone that's standing around watching our team play expects me to go off, because I am known for my S&D gameplay. But honestly, just the pressure, I've been dealing with it for years, actually makes me play better. Higher situations, higher stakes, usually it just makes me more focused, and just I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win despite the odds. I've actually come in contact with the Huntsmen via Formal, and me and Formal's always known each other through the scene, but we actually started playing a lot of S&D tournaments about 3 weeks ago, because I responded to one of his tweets and he needed one for a tournament, and he said he was down. We ended up playing that night. I think we ended up losing like all 3 finals we ended up playing, which was rare, but the vibes were good and we were playing good, and ever since then I'm pretty sure we won over 50 tournaments in a 3-week span. And I was actually leaning towards joining. There was 3 or 4 other offers on the table for me to join, either as a potential sub or analyst for other teams. But I decided to go with the Huntsmen, because obviously Hex's foundation is incredible. The fan base has always been by far the best. And this team, like without a doubt, is the best team in the league in my opinion, based on the talent and the just support all around it. So it was a no-brainer for me to join this team. I feel blessed, honestly. I never thought as a young kid playing games that I'd ever make anything out of gaming, let alone hearing the doubt from my family growing up, because you gotta think I'm 25 and it wasn't as popular being successful in gaming when I was growing up. My dad always told me to get up, get a job, do the basics. So now that 25 years old and I've joined a very successful organization full of very successful people that want me to be a part of that, I just feel super blessed to be a part of it all.